Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rafa Michael, and this is my colleague Michael Murad. This gathering here today is to inform you about the recent events in our company. We'd like to give you an update on our financial status and talk about the change in the board of management. Also, we want to give you a future outlook of HEP and tell you how the change in our company might impact your workplace. So this meeting today here is really important for all of us, since it sets the foundation of how we want to operate for now and in the future. 8.8 billion accounting charge, $8.8 billion fees accounting charge at Autonomy. This is the reality we have to face up to, and the current state of affairs. As most of you know, HP merged with Autonomy, a British software company, in order to bolster the position of HP in the software market and to catch up with competitors such as IBM. However, Autonomy had some structural problems in their organization, and what this means is that they basically fail to charge for to account for all of their company's sales. So the question is, what does this mean to us now? This means to us the merger basically wipes out our profits, and we are facing a net loss of $6.9 billion, which is of course compared to $200 million profit in the previous year a fiasco. The takeover itself was implemented by our chief executive, Mr. Apotheker. His idea was basically to reinvent the company. Therefore, the people in power spent money on deal making and acquisitions. And in fact, these costs amount to $67 billion, which is almost double of HP's current market value. However, despite the setbacks, we have to focus on turning around our business and basically remake it. This might take several years, but we are looking ahead and trying to run the best we can. And when we do, everything, including the financial, will fall into place. And now I'm handing it off to my colleague.
Thank you. Now, I'm sure as all of you have seen and or heard throughout the company is that there have been management changes. And Leo, as Rafa said before, is the current HP Chief Executive Officer. And what he's doing is changing management in order to focus in on the opportunities we have in the market that we're in currently. And the first change of management is taking Dave Donatelli, which is the VP of sales, he's VP of international sales. Bill Vengetti, which is the executive VP of storage and networking, and Jan Zadig, which is the executive VP of global sales. He has all of them now report directly to himself. And what that does is that, or what Leo says that he wants that to accomplish, is give those respective units more visibility and acknowledgement throughout the entire HP company. And the second change is adding Ann Livermore to the HP board. She was currently in charge of HP Enterprise International, and she was managing that, but she is stepping down and stepping up to HP's board. She has been with HP for about 30 years. I think it's 29 years to be exact. And since she's been with HP for so long, she has deep relationships with some of our most important customers across seas. And having that, she's contributed a lot to HP. That's why she is stepping up. And she's going to have a representative, or she's going to be looking over that position for a while until we find a new counterpart in order to keep those relationships turning and keep the business flowing. Also note that Leo is terminating completely the Chief Administration Officer, and in return, he wants to broaden the role and responsibilities of the Chief Information Officer. And he says that is also going to be in line with his new strategy and his new look of HP in the future, which he says is going to be a more customer-facing company. And in a little bit, I'm going to talk about what that strategy and what that perspective that Leo is having. And then again, I'm sure you're all sitting there thinking, how does this apply to me? What's this going to entail for me and my job? Well, the first step in being a efficient and successful HP employee is getting to know the company itself and knowing exactly what HP is all about and what their sales are about. Our key priorities are to outline a corporate structure with a new company-wide strategy, which is to focus in on a certain market. And according to Leo, what we want to do is find the most beneficial market, stay in that market, and sell in that market. And as of now, that market is international and with China and India. And what he wants to do is find unique software that is what the customers want. So he wants to expand that software. And if you notice before, the 3 branches that he has report directly to him are the 3 branches that directly influence and are going to affect this new strategy, which is global sales, software networking, and the building Getty, which is software, and then for back to index. Network, software, and global sales are the 3 sources that he has to report directly to him. And then a recap of what happened in this presentation. Because of the debt we faced with autonomy, Leo is revamping the management in order to hone in on the specific market that he wants to sell in, which is the international market of software and sales in China and India. And that's it. Well, thank you guys for attending. And if you guys have any questions?